the fifth.
Yeah.
I stole it from
Yeah,
you.
you
Fifth
did.
Friday Night Frenzy of the basketball season. Alongside Andy, I'm Rob. We begin tonight's show with the top two teams in the North Central Conference West Division, Logansport and McCutcheon.
Do you think Logansport had this game circled on their calendars?
I think they probably both had it
I
circled
think we can
the
agree
calendars.
on that. Plenty of history between the undefeated Berries and the Mavericks. McCutcheon ended Logansport's season last year in the sectional final. The Berries looking for a bit of payback.
And we head to the Berry Bowl. Jalen Attaway, the Berries, like Andy said, revenge on their minds early on. The high-flying junior stuffs McCutcheon standout Robert Fittisy, fellow Berry junior. Matt Jennings the other way. Whitney's Broski coast to coast, giving the bucket and the foul. A little later, Berry freshman Sam had to get that in there. Whitney's a pretty good player himself at Iowa. Sam Skaggs hits Attaway. Andy, you can fly like that, right? I've seen you do that. Berry's up 16-10 after the first, but Fittisy brings the Mavs back in the second. Eddie Collins, the sophomore. Robert drains the three ball, part of an 8-point blitz from Fittisy. McCutcheon up by 2 at the half. Game tied at 3 in the fourth. Fittisy gets the long rebound and watch him slither through the Berry D. Robert with a fancy finish. Lucky roll, though. Mavs start to pull away. Older brother Charles, showing the youngest member of the Skaggs clan who's in charge. The other Fittisy gets the hoop and the harm. Mavs can start to feel it. Late in the fourth, Mavs breaking the press. And Darnell Butler is going to break that press with a lay-in. Mavs win 70-55 and give Coach Rick Peckinpah his 500th career win.
I guess it means I've had a lot of great players, a lot of great assistant coaches, a lot of great administrators helped me along the way. You can't win 500 unless you've had all those things happen. And I couldn't think of a better way to win 500 than with this team. It's a special team. I love all these guys. They're great bunch of guys, and they're great basketball players. And to get 500 with them will be very memorable for the rest of my life. We found out that we can play with anybody. And I don't care what their ranking is. This team is a special team that has a lot of the characteristics you can go to win a state title.
Congrats to Coach P. Over to Madison County, the Anderson Indians hosting the Lafayette Jeff Broncos in a hard-fought game. Jeff's David Hanyard grabs the inbound pass and works his way to the paint, fakes the defender and gets the layup to go. At the other end, the Indians push in the paint, kicking it out to Jalen Roberson, who lands it from behind the arc. The Broncos looking for the layup off the miss. Oh boy, this is going to get nasty. Look at that coming up. It's going to be Zachary Millhouse bringing the rain. Throw it down, big man. Jeff now working the perimeter. Junior Cortez Buckner will drop the three ball. The Indians fought hard but got bucked by the Broncos. 65-64 the final.
All right, sticking in the NCC here in town, the Harrison Raiders hosting the Kokomo Wildcats. Both teams 6-5 coming into tonight early on. Nice sequence from Benito Munoz and Tyler Howitt leads to the lay-in for the Raiders. But the Cats catch them sleeping, coming back the other way. Jordan Matthews finds Anthony Barnard for the transition bucket. A little bit later, Munoz beats the trap. Matthew Roop ends up with a rock, floats it up off the glass. The Raiders down by 2 at that point. A lot of easy looks in the first quarter for Harrison. Another one, Aiden Hannon to Jack Matthew. Harrison led 43-33 after 3 quarters, but it was not enough. Kokomo outscores the Raiders 24-10 in the final frame. Brevin Beer to Matthews for the uncontested bucket. Kokomo with a comeback. Cats beat the Raiders 57-53.
Over at Benton Central, the Bison taking on Central Catholic. The Knights led this one by 20 at the half. Avery Denard gets the floater to fall, 44-22 CC. Moments later, off the rebound, check out the pass from Ben Tharp. Luke Fusick with the lay-in. Too little, too late for BC. Johnny Laney drills the three. The Knights could be up by 100, and Dave Barrett's game face wouldn't change.
So true.
Then Jacob Page's cross-court pass finds Tharp, who cans the three. CC wins a lot to a little, 88-43.
Coaches rocking the sneaks for Coaches versus Cancer. Dave Wood and company looking a little glum, and that's because Rensselaer taking it to their West Lafayette Red Devils. Landon Balch shows off the soft touch. A little later in transition, nobody closes out, and Grant Myers says bombs away. Rensselaer up 34-21 after the trip. There wasn't even a Red Devil even close. But then the Red Devils start to find their offense. Knight Carlisle pulls the trigger, answers with a triple of his own. Westside hanging in there. Charlie Nyes gets a ball at the top of the key. He puts his head down, goes straight to the rack. Tough drive for the sophomore. RDP closing the gap on the Bombers. They go inside to George Karlaftis. Strong post move. Can't get it to go, but he gets the putback off his own miss. How about that? Just a freshman. He's a load. West Lafayette comes back on the Bombers 49-46, the final. Well, that does it for the first half of the Frenzy. 5 games down, 7 more to go. Coming up, we'll make stops at Twin Lakes, Clinton Prairie, Frankfort,
And Delphi, the Oracles look to notch their second win on the season, hosting Tri-County. We'll tell you how Brian McCammon and company did against the Cavaliers when the Friday Night Frenzy continues after the break. Stay with us.
Well, we're back on the Frenzy, and for our next stop, we head to Delphi for a non-conference matchup between two teams trending in different directions.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Rob. While the Oracles have struggled this season, just 1 win, 8 losses, it's been a different story for the Cavaliers. Tri-County is 7-3 and currently on a 3-game winning streak. Tri-County head coach Tyler Shear looking to defeat his former assistant coach Brian McCammon in Delphi. In the first half, Cade Murray dishes it to Blaine Walters, who muscles his way in for the bucket. But Delphi still trailed by double digits. Tri-County Cavaliers move the ball well all night as Ben Cook gives it and gets it back, and then gets the shooter's bounce. Delphi's own Brittany
Easy
Tyler,
for you to say.
Yeah, was even courtside for this game. Check it out. On the fast break, Walters kicks it ahead to Murray, who steps into his shot and gets nothing but nylon. Delphi would cut the lead to 7. Tri-County showing more great passing here as they swing it all the way around to the opposite corner with Bernie Patterson. And no one could shoot it like Bernie. The Cavs stepped up their defense in the second half as Cook comes up with the block. The 3 takes it the other way and gets the bucket and the foul. That's a two-way player, Rob.
Yep.
Delphi wouldn't give up, though. Walters catches it on the wing and navigates his way through a fleet of Cavaliers to finish with 2 more points. But Tri-County overpowered Delphi in the second half as Patterson, he's still shooting like Bernie. The Cavaliers cruise past the Oracles 88-61.
Twin Lakes honoring the military with their uniforms as the Carroll Cougar is coming to town. Indians stepped up the defense right from the start. Bailey Rothrick gets the rock and puts it in for the early lead off glass. Carroll would get their inside game going, though, as Brant McClain dumps it down to Adam Beaver, and Beaver is an animal down low, hitting the short hook. Carroll now trying to stay in this one as Astri Filbrun takes it himself. He gets a little shove and get off me, bro. He connects with a bucket, but the Cougars still trailed. With time running down in the first quarter, the guy who's number 1 in our hearts but not listed on the roster scoops it up. That's fancy for saying we don't know who that is. Sorry about that one. Cougar hunt was successful. Twin Lakes wins 65-43.
We head to Chalmers, 1-9 Frontier, hosting 8-3 North White. In the first, facing full court pressure, the Falcons capitalize. Dane Chapman gets the lob and finishes with the layup. Frontier up 5-0. Vikings answer. Luke Diener, swish. That cuts the deficit to 2. The senior wasn't done. Moments later, Colt McCracken with the hesitation. His 3 is off the mark. Jared Burrows crashes the board for the putback. It's now 7-5 Frontier. But Diener's like, not today. He drills another triple.
He's been there like
the
20
building
years.
is on fire. Speaking of building, a few Boilers in the crowd for this one. Shaquille Taylor, PJ Thompson, and Basil Smotherman. Off the fast break, the Vikings working the UCLA fast break drill. Javier Benitez gets the deuce. North White clobbers Frontier 85-63.
Clinton County Showdown. Gophers hosting the Bulldogs tonight. Bragging rights on the line, as always. Owen Lloyd dumps it out to big man Cale Morris. Fakes the Bulldog. Floats in an easy 2. Lloyd again. This time he swats Axel Brandenburg. And Morris gets the rebound. Takes it up court where Drew Scott will take it up for 2. Gets it to drop. Draws a foul. And he would go on to complete the 3-point play. Brandenburg didn't get burnt all night, though. George Ladis brings it in and gets stuck. Gets it out to Brandenburg. And he drains a big 3 to keep the Bulldogs in the fight. But the Gopher D too tough tonight. Morris gets a swat on Landis, and it was close to the half, but the Gophers ran with it in the later part of the game. Clinton Prairie wins 67-44.
We pick up a close game in Frankfurt at Case Arena, with the Hot Dogs just barely ahead of the Weibo Stars. The Stars showing they can move the ball, which leads to a little alley-oop action. The Stars closing the gap on the Hot Dogs. The Hot Dogs turn up the heat, though. Jared Smith drives in the lane, gets the hoop while drawing the foul. He would make his shot. Frankfurt making their shots as well tonight. Carter Taylor gets chopped, but still gets the basket to go. And one more street style. Malik King working the boards hard. He drives in and his defender hits the hardwood. Weibo fights hard, but Frankfurt gets the W, outscoring the Stars 65-51.
Let's head to the Eagles' Nest. Faith Christian hosting South Newton. Third quarter, South's Jarrett Hamill passes backdoor to John Dafchick for the lay-in. Later, face Nick Borga. Misses his three, but no fear, Blaine Day is there to clean the glass, put it in. And then Dafchick drives the baseline and gets the reverse layup to fall. Nice little move there. Faith comes right back. Austin Norton drives and dishes to Borga for another layup. South Newton now back and forth the whole game. Going inside of Jay Hamill, he gets the basket and the foul. But check it out. This and one by Faith's Cam Burning off the backboard and falling down. Are you kidding me?
My goodness.
This one was close all night, but South Newton prevails 48-43.
Rossville hosting Tri-Central at the Hive tonight. First quarter action. Rossville's Blake Miller swings the ball to Enrique Rangel. He nails the three. Tri-Central answers with this baseline two from Cody Colbert. Later, Rangel gets the steal and takes it coast to coast for the lay-in. And then coming up, Rossville's Blake Miller driving in the lane. He flings it up and in. Tri-Central's Harrison Whiteman then drops this short jumper. Pass of the game tonight, folks. It's going to be off a Miller air ball. It goes straight in the hands of Christian
I've done a
Howard,
couple of those
and he
before.
lays it in. Rossville gets the win tonight, 63-55.
Well, that does it for the highlights tonight. Coming up after the break, Tri-County head coach Tyler Shearer joins us in the Coach's Corner.
4 straight wins for the Cavs. We'll break down tonight's victory with Coach Shearer right after the break.